war has destroyed empires. But what if war was never the real enemy? What if the true battle was between two forces that live inside every civilization and inside you? In ancient Greece, war had two gods: Ares, the embodiment of rage; Athena, the embodiment of wisdom. One fights with fury, the other fights with strategy. One burns everything down, the other builds what survives. And for thousands of years, humanity has faced the same question. When conflict comes, do you react or do you think? Wisdom or war? War. Before empires rose, before laws were written, before philosophy shaped civilization, there was war. It is older than memory, older than history, older than language itself. War has carved borders into continents. It has erased kingdoms from existence. It has turned ordinary men into legends, and legends into dust. But in ancient Greece, war was not just a human act. It was divine. The Greeks believed conflict had personality, intention, emotion. War had a face. His name was Ares. He was not the calm commander observing from a distance. He was the fury inside the clash, the roar between colliding shields, the trembling earth beneath charging soldiers. Yet, high above Mount Olympus, there stood another figure of war. She did not scream. She did not rage. She watched. She calculated. Her name was Athena. If Ares represented the chaos of battle, Athena represented mastery over it. One embodied destruction, the other embodied strategy. And this rivalry was more than mythology. It was philosophy. It was psychology. It was a warning. Because the Greeks understood something we are still learning today. Conflict is inevitable, but how we respond to it defines the future. When tension rises, when pride is wounded, when power is challenged, two forces awaken. One demands reaction, the other demands reflection. For thousands of years, civilizations have risen or fallen depending on which force they followed. The Greeks told this truth through gods, but they were telling it about us. Ares was born to Zeus, king of the gods, and Hera, queen of Olympus. Yet, despite his divine lineage, he was not admired. He was feared. Even among the Olympians, Ares was volatile. Ancient poets described him as reckless, impulsive, and insatiable in battle. He did not fight for justice. He did not fight for protection. He fought because conflict thrilled him. Where Ares walked, panic followed. He was often accompanied by his sons, Deimos and Phobos, terror and fear. Consider that carefully. The god of war marched not with honor or discipline, but with fear itself. To the Greeks, Ares represented something deeply unsettling. He symbolized war stripped of meaning, violence without purpose, rage without direction. Even Zeus is said to have despised him, calling him the most hated of the gods. Why? Because chaos is powerful, but it is unstable. Uncontrolled aggression can win a moment, but it rarely builds anything that lasts. The Greeks did not romanticize blind fury. They observed it, they acknowledged it, and they warned against it. Ares was not evil. He was natural. He was the raw instinct that surfaces when survival feels threatened. And that instinct lives in every human being. But instinct without thought can become disruption. And that is why another force was necessary. A force that could stand against chaos. A force born not from emotion, but from the mind itself. Athena's origin is unlike any other in mythology. Zeus, gripped by unbearable pain, commanded that his head be split open. From his skull emerged Athena, fully grown, fully armored, fully aware. She did not cry. She did not stumble. She stood prepared. This was not an ordinary birth. It was symbolic. Athena was born from the mind of Zeus, from intellect, from thought, from consciousness. She represented wisdom manifested, strategic thinking embodied. Unlike Ares, Athena did not glorify chaos. She studied it. She understood it. She controlled it. She was the goddess of strategy, crafts, law, and civilization. Where Ares was impulsive, Athena was deliberate. Where Ares rushed forward, Athena observed. She did not avoid war. She refined it. She believed conflict should serve purpose, defense, justice, survival, not ego, not rage, not pride. Her armor was polished, her expression calm, her strength measured. The Greeks saw in Athena the ideal leader, not one who seeks battle, but one who ensures victory when battle becomes unavoidable. If Ares was fire, Athena was the architect who builds fireproof cities.
When the city of Athens sought a patron deity, two gods competed for devotion. Poseidon struck the ground with his trident, offering a spring of water. Athena planted an olive tree. The citizens chose Athena. The olive tree symbolized peace, trade, sustainability, and prosperity. It was not flashy. It was not dramatic. It was practical. And that choice reflected Athenian values. Athens became the birthplace of democracy, of philosophy, of debate and architecture. The city aligned itself not with rage, but with reason. This was a cultural declaration. Strength matters, but wisdom leads. The Parthenon rose in her honor. Her image stood in marble and bronze. Athens did not reject power. It chose intelligent power. And in doing so, it sent a message across history. Civilizations endure not because they fight often, but because they fight wisely. During the Trojan War, Ares sided with the Trojans. He charged into battle recklessly, fueling chaos, encouraging destruction. But he was wounded, overpowered with Athena's intervention. The symbolism was clear. Rage alone collapses. Strategy prevails.
Athena did not overpower through noise. She guided Odysseus. She influenced outcomes quietly. She proved victory belongs to intelligence under pressure. When Athena struck Ares down, it was not merely physical. It was philosophical. Impulse was defeated by foresight. Ares represents the reactive brain. Fight or flight, immediate survival, necessary but dangerous when dominant. Athena represents long-term thinking, planning, control. She does not eliminate emotion, she directs it. Sparta embodied martial dominance. Athens embodied intellectual dominance. History remembers Athens as the cradle of thought. Rome reshaped Ares into Mars, more disciplined, state-controlled. Even Rome understood war must serve order. History shows impulsive wars burn quickly. They collapse under their own aggression. Calculated campaigns win lasting victories. Athena's influence echoes through strategic triumphs. Today, war is information, logistics, cyber intelligence. Athena thrives in the digital battlefield. Leaders face the same choice: escalate emotionally or stabilize strategically. In crisis, reaction destroys trust. Strategy builds legacy. Outrage spreads faster than wisdom, but wisdom sustains influence. Every argument awakens two forces: react or reflect. Civilizations rise and fall. Those ruled by pride collapse. Those guided by reason endure. Athena does not destroy Ares. She controls him. Because conflict will always exist. The question is not whether war happens. The question is who leads when it does. Inside every nation, inside every leader, inside every one of us. Wisdom or war? When your moment arrives, who will you choose?
Subscribe and follow Gods and Empire for more ancient mythology documentaries and stories.